Welcome to The Gavel, your weekly Denver City Council wrap-up. Here's what happened this week. On Tuesday, April 25th, the Land Use, Transportation, and Infrastructure Committee heard a presentation on the regulation of development near freight railways. The new ordinance would address the safety concerns of hazardous materials traveling through the dense metropolitan area. If passed by City Council, the new measures would require permits within 100 feet of railways and new building standards next to railways to facilitate emergency response and mitigate risks to people and structures.
And that's what we tried to address in this whole process to ensure that we're protecting the safety of the people, that we are permitting developers to go build and allow people to be in buildings with very close proximity. It's just asking them to do things a little differently. That is ensuring that the way they're designing their project is focused on protecting human life. This is all about public safety.
Council members will continue discussions on this matter in the June 6th Land Use, Transportation, and Infrastructure Committee meeting. The extra time will allow for city agencies to assess the financial and logistical support needed to implement this ordinance. Also on April 25th, the Finance and Governance Committee sent to the full City Council the 38th and Huron Urban Redevelopment Plan. The area, located in Council District 9, is currently seeing an underutilization or vacancy of building sites. In addition, there are currently deteriorating structures, defective street layouts, and health and safety hazards that could endanger the public. The new project will create 425 units of housing with affordable options. 12% of units will be set aside for households making an average of 70% of the area median income.
The developer has worked closely with Host as well as with Dura in finding ways to maximize the affordable housing commitment of the project. The redeveloper has committed to participate in Host's new prioritization policy, which will allow for those individuals identified by the city who may have experienced displacement from the area to have first opportunity to live in these units.
Over 5,000 square feet of ground floor retail is also planned. Other project objectives are to enhance multimodal transportation in the area, focus on a more environmentally sustainable area, and help the city cultivate complete and inclusive neighborhoods. The plan will move on to full City Council for the first reading on May 8th. On April 26th, the Safety, Housing, Homelessness, and Education Committee heard a plan to rehabilitate two separate affordable housing units in Council District 10. The Draymore and Argonaut El Tovar apartment buildings provide a total of 182 income-restricted units for households earning less than 30% of the area median income. No residents will be displaced during the work.
Building systems components, elevators, resident units, looking at countertops and flooring and cabinets. The common area is really focusing on accessibility, coming up to legal standards. So rather intensive, but it's being well managed, and they have a very well thought out plan that's already been in place.
The project also includes a social service program helping to connect residents to resources, benefit programs, and transportation. The construction on both units is expected to be finished by the end of 2023 if passed by City Council. Also this week, City Council passed an ordinance designating 1741 Gaylord Street as a structure for preservation. This is the 363rd individual landmark to be designated in Denver. The Business, Arts, Workforce, and Aviation Services Committee heard a briefing from Denver International Airport on the Transportation Improvement Program. The multi-year project will look at transportation issues and improvements in the airport region and the Denver metro area. Want more info on City Council, including weekly schedules and agendas? Visit denvergov.org/citycouncil. Denver City Council meets every Monday at 3:30 at the City and County Building Council Chambers, or tune in live on Denver 8 or Zoom. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for Denver news and events.